All right. Full disclosure here, I want you to know sponsors are with me. But I'm not going to take sponsorship money from somebody that I don't like, and their product they don't like. Tim Larkin is the founder and the creator of Target Focus Training. He's actually coming to my house to teach my children how to rip people's faces off. He's also the co-author of How to Survive the Most Critical 5 Seconds of Your Life. And Bryson Hill is the corporate coordinator and project manager for Prime Guard. How are you?
Doing well, sir.
Good. Come on over and let's come over here and show me. This feels like, a regular firearm.
It is pretty close. So this gun here is actually CO2 powered, and it fires a ball that is filled with a pepper solution. So it'll hit you, actually explode with that solution, and because it feels like a real hit, you'll actually breathe that solution in. It's very effective. So
then you go home crying to your mama. Right. This comes from a place personally.
It does. I grew up in a home that actually didn't have guns. My parents didn't feel good about it because one of my good friends, his brother, actually was fatally wounded by an accidental shot from his brother. And so, because of that, my parents didn't feel that a gun in the home was a good thing.
I will tell you that my wife and I felt the same way. My wife and I were, and you know what, honestly, we had our first threat from a guy who's like, Islam is a religion of peace, and if Glenn Beck doesn't say so, I will cut his head off myself. And it's like, Anyway, so we had all these death threats, and so I go home, and one of my friends thought it would be really funny to go knock on our windows in the middle of the night, and we had just decided to buy a gun, and he did that, and he then came around and was like, and I said, tomorrow we were going to go buy a gun, and you would have been dead, because I would have shot you through the window. And that stopped us from buying a gun. Now I've got oodles of them. But
well, you shouldn't let too many people know about that. But.
No, I mean, I do not have any guns. These are not the guns you're looking for. Okay. Now, the other thing, and my son is, I've decided that my children have to have more than this kind of black belt to be, if they're going to drive a car and daddy's going to help you drive a car, you're going to have to learn how to defend yourself. And of course, not with me, because I'd probably kill you. And we've talked before that you're going to come over and you're going to train the family. And I was shocked when I said to my older daughters and my wife, I said, okay, this is a really intense training. Does anybody, and all of them were like, oh yeah. They know what's coming. They know what's coming.
Yeah, they're very familiar with it. You pointed it out earlier. You pointed out Manson's gun earlier. And Manson had the intent. So he didn't have the gun, he went to the knife. The problem is it's the human mind. The human mind's hell-bent on violence. You need to know how to shut it down. The way you shut it down is through injury to the human body. Oftentimes, people's first move is that it's so close that they can't even get to their gun first. And so they need to know how to injure somebody prior to that so you can get to your weapon if that's what you have. If you don't have your weapon, gun-free zones are only going to be looked at by innocent people. People that respect the laws are going to respect gun-free zones. You're not going to have the predators respecting
That's
that.
the biggest thing because, I was talking to my wife, because you come into my house in the middle of the night, I will shoot you dead.
Absolutely.
And I know it. When I first was talking about buying a gun, I didn't know it. I know it now.
Yes.
I will shoot you dead. And a lot of people don't know that. And then they also are like, well, I found it. And they will. They think the gun is a warning. Oh, I'm going to shoot a warning shot. No, it's not. No. There's no warning shot. I'm going to kill you. Yes. But people are afraid too. I mean, I know, because Marcus Luttrell is a good friend of mine, and he has said, you could just tell. No, you're not. No, you're not. And it's somebody, like you come into me, you have an advantage because in your case, you have, you're trained SEALs and everything else. So you have an advantage over me. You can see it in my eye, and you're the kind of guy that would just go, boom, no, you're not.
Right.
So,
but that's because you have a clarity of intent. Now you have a clarity of intent. You understand what it means. You understand the purpose. You understand the narrow window when that would ever be justified.
You say 5 seconds. Gavin DeBecker is one of the guys who protects me. I don't know if you know Gavin DeBecker yet, but
no,
yeah, they're really amazing guys. And he wrote a book called In 2 Seconds.
Yes.
And it goes through all the assassinations and everything else that goes wrong. And it happens in 2 seconds. Your life changes in 2 seconds. You say 5 seconds. I know it's, I'm not asking you for, why do you say there's 3 more seconds to live?
You look at the response time, because we're not activated. We're not the predators going out after. And so when a predator comes at you, you're looking at an average of 5 seconds. It's 5 critical seconds that you need to know. And that's why we put together all the information that we put together for people at 5secondsurvival.com, because it's that 5 seconds that'll change your life. Not for the good if you don't have the right information.
It's really amazing how everything comes down to really all of the decisions. I bet you all of your decisions that you've ever made in your life that made a huge decision were not the ones that you pondered for a long time. They're the ones that you went, yes, I'm going to do that, or no, I'm not. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to you again. Thank you. Back in a minute.